look at this. Turkey is officially offloading its Russian S-400 missile system to a Persian Gulf country, likely the UAE, with Moscow's blessing. This strategic transfer fulfilled the strict legal requirements of U.S. law, ensuring Turkey no longer possesses the controversial weapons and paving the way for the U.S. to lift sanctions and sell them F-35 jets. That's how they're going to get Congress's approval.
There we go. So
okay, so this is bad news because now we're talking about a Turkey that has F-35s. That's not good.
So it's bad news for Israel. It's good news for the U.S. It's generally bad news for everyone in the Middle East. It only serves the U.S. interest here.
Wait, how does this serve the U.S. interest?
So Turkey is one of the few countries that could come to Putin's aid in any sort of way, and it's also close there. And they have helped the Russian Federation in some back channels for a long time. Trump's strategy is to get Turkey to be in the orbit of the U.S. more than it is in the Russian Federation's orbit, and to actually actively go against Russia in the future. So they're promising them this tech, the F-35s, to get them more on their side, which is why the S-400s are going to the UAE in particular. But again, not very good. I mean, the U.S.'s interest is we can get more allies in the Middle East. We already have Israel.
Turkey is in. This doesn't make any sense to me because Turkey is already in NATO and it's aggressively against another NATO member like Greece. So just bringing them into your orbit, that doesn't mean they're not going to backstab you, right?
Yep. I don't personally trust Turkey any bit.
So I'm saying the U.S. benefits from this deal by pulling Turkey back into NATO's orbit away from Russia, while simultaneously injecting billions of dollars into the American defense industry. However, the U.S. must still navigate major pushback from regional allies like Greece and the ongoing risk of Russian radar systems operating near American jets in the UAE. Oh my God. Trading the S-400 for F-35 secure Turkey as a heavily armed Western ally, but it threatens to create new regional tensions in the Middle East and the Mediterranean. God damn it. God damn it.
U.S. benefits, they get a closer ally in the Middle East. Everyone in the Middle East suffers, including Israel. But the U.S. has Israel as an ally. Now they'll just get Turkey as a closer ally. Doesn't hurt them.
They will also have leverage over Israel because they're not completely relying on Israel in the Middle East.
And which is why Netanyahu came out yesterday at the Air Force Academy graduation and gave a speech saying, the next 10 years, we're going to have our own weapons and industrial industry for war. We're going to bump up our munitions productions, make our own weapons, make the IDF bigger, etc. He's preparing for this. He knew that this would happen. It looks like, a couple days, maybe a couple weeks before it happened, because we got the news today that the UAE is doing this, that Turkey's selling and all of that. So of course BB knew before, of course.
Having S-400s in the UAE means like the Russians have to service it. That means that the Russians will have radar information around that entire area, which is another bad thing.
That actually could be very true because these S-400s are unused. So it's not like Turkey had the personnel to or maybe they do. I don't know.
Here's good news. I have good news. Here, look at this. Despite the proposed S-400 loophole, the likelihood of Congress approving the F-35 sale to Turkey is currently very low due to fierce bipartisan opposition and concerns over regional stability. Lawmakers have already begun introducing resolutions to block related arms transfers, meaning the administration faces a massive legislative battle to push this through. So even without the S-400s in their hand, the Congress is going to be like, yeah, we don't like Turkey getting F-35s. So this is what Texas was saying. Yeah.
I personally think that Trump's going to push hard for it. I do think Turkey's going to get the F-35s. I think to even out that playing field, though, even though technically Turkey getting the F-35s is evening it out, I think that Israel, when the next generation fighter comes out, will receive a similar model like the F-35. I think it's like A1. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not good with the names of this different tech, but Israel has a slightly worse version of the F-35. The US has the best version. The next generation fighter jet comes out, Israel's going to get the same thing, just a little bit worse. Turkey's not going to get the new one. It makes sense for me, if I'm the head of the US and I'm planning long term, it makes sense for me to do that. Israel's a closer ally. I pulled Turkey closer to me instead of Russia. Ukraine finishes off Russia. We're chilling. We go focus on China. So let's get back into the map and see. We jumped around a little bit, which is good. We got some things covered. Let me see what I was missing here. So,
But guys, we
before
will
we
read
go,
your.
yeah,
We got a lot of super chats. We're not ignoring them. We will get to them. But go on, Ali.
yeah, we're not ignoring them. Okay, so before we get into the internal politics of the Islamic Republic, we'll read the super chats, and before that, I need you guys to see what is going on with the United States Navy. Okay, this is what's going on. Take a look at this image and make it bigger. You guys might want to look at this. This is the southern coast of Iran. This is the Gulf of Oman, the Arabian Gulf, ties into the Persian Gulf, all that. These are the two U.S. carriers, the USS Abraham Lincoln, USS George H.W. Bush. They're roughly 150-ish miles, 180-ish miles off the coast of the Islamic Republic. But they're positioned again, and actually the USS Abraham Lincoln is literally doing donuts. I'm not even kidding you. They're doing donuts in a circle. Caught on satellite, caught on camera. I'm not just saying that. But they're positioning themselves to reinstate the blockade. If the blockade is reinstated, the MOU is over with, but it hasn't been reinstated yet. Trump's patience is very, very low, and he has given the order for the ships to position themselves to reinstate the blockade. We just have to wait for him to actually give the final order, and we can know that the MOU is done with. I'm looking forward to that day.
Yeah, that
And
would be
other.
I mean, isn't the MOU already over?
No, actually, the ceasefire is over. The MOU is still going.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't the point
Trump's
of the
words, not mine.
Yeah, okay, but isn't the point of MOU to have a ceasefire? What is okay? If there is no ceasefire, but we have the MOU, what is the point of an MOU? What does the MOU? What is the MOU doing then?
What's the point of talking to these backwards barbarians in the first place? I mean,
no. But what is the MOU doing? If anything,
no, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm completely with you. It's just a farce. Why are you? The ceasefire is over, but let's still talk. Wait, didn't you ceasefire to talk? So what do you mean the ceasefire is over and you're?
I mean, to be fair to President Trump, he did put talks in quotations. You saw that post. Did you see the quote? Those are the most important air quotes, quotations in history. Like good talk. Yes.
Yeah. So for those of you asking, how do I know the MOU isn't over? It's because tomorrow JD, Wyckoff, and Kushner are going to meet Arachi, and they're going to talk in Oman. That's the plan.
No, they're not going to. No, Ali. No. Let's be accurate here. They're not going to talk. They're going to talk. Okay, let's be accurate. President, talk. Okay.
Absolutely.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.